I am the true alpha male. You're watching this video because you want to see what a man should look like if he has a number 1 guard buzz cut and a 2-month beard. Let's assess the situation. As you know, I use the Remington Shortcut Pro. What I do typically on Saturday mornings, I wake up and I just go ahead and got my number 1 guard. And I just go over the whole thing right here in front of the mirror. It takes a couple minutes now. And then after I do that, then I use my Just for Men. Now, as we've discussed before, I have jet black. That's what color my son perceived my beard is/should be. Once I get done with this one, I'll go to a darker brown, which would be more natural. But for right now, I'm still finishing off this box. And so I take care of that, and I trim up my neckline, which it's funny because as it's getting longer, there's less to trim. And I literally have to do this. I have to lift it up to do that. But there's more forgiveness now because look at this. We're looking at such a round, bushy beard at this point that you can, when I move my mouth, you just see this round. Oh, let's try that. When I move my mouth, you see it. So, number 1 guard buzz cut. I just start right here and go up. I know I could do a better job of blending it, but right now, I don't really mind. Just like with my neckline, I just use the number 1 guard just like this. And I don't have it perfectly done there, and I'm okay with that. I feel good knowing that I'm doing all this myself. So let's talk a little bit about more now that it's a 2-month beard. Just for the record, I've never had a beard this long. The longest I probably had was 6 weeks, a little over a month. But now a solid 2 months. So what I am now doing is I'm getting a comb. This is just how, I'm not saying that this is how you should handle your beard. This is what I do personally, what works for me. I just have my comb, and see, with my beard now, and I like the bushy effect. I'm really cool. I think it's cool that I have that kind of beard. But what I have to do now every morning is I literally have to comb it. And you can see just comparing this side to this side, and that just helps keep it out of my mouth as much. You can imagine eating's a little bit more high maintenance, but it's all right. I just ultimately get a paper towel and clean up there, and I do that throughout the day because in theory I'm eating about 5 times a day. All right, so something like that. I just brush it until I know for sure all the hairs went that way, and you can kind of see. It's almost like if you had a hairstyle where you're parting it in the middle. It's like that, and then from there, the way I do it, I just continue the dichotomy there. Just go back like that. Make sure it gets all the way. So granted, by the end of the day, it comes in done. But I don't care. I definitely don't want this perfect looking thing. I want the whole image, the whole brand behind this is that I'm not worried about it, and I'm not. And so let's talk about this. So psychologically, I thought. And even up to a week ago, right before the 2-month mark, I thought, okay, when's this over? When do I just go ahead and shave it off? And while I have my certain days where I'm like, okay, I'm done, but then that was days like, oh yeah, I have to start combing my beard, and that's not a big deal. It takes like 10 seconds. In reality, I know I dramatize the thing for this video, but ultimately that's all we're talking about. So it just looks, and by now you can imagine everybody's used to seeing me this way without the hair and with the beard, and this is how people know me, and I really enjoy it. Now, my wife, she doesn't bring this up. Now, I know when there's something going on that she's maybe not bringing up because she doesn't like it, but this is one of those things she doesn't bring up because she accepts it, and apparently by default she likes it. A recurring theme on this channel is that my wife is not that focused on my looks. Like even when I had hairstyles and I had my hair longer, she never really noticed what hairstyle I had. She only noticed if it was time to get a haircut because it was getting too shaggy or whatever. So it's not a problem, and it's so soft at this point. Now granted, in that the 2-week to 4-week mark, it's very scratchy, and that was about as long as I ever grew it anyway, so I never had a beard because of that. But man, I tell you, now that it's getting cold, now that we're in the in November. It's very nice actually to have this beard. I wouldn't want to not have the beard as I'm outside taking the kids to their school and all that stuff. And I'm sure it makes it more bearable to go for jogs I jog when it's 48 degrees or warmer. Other than that, I'll just do all workouts inside. So I don't do this every day because this is strong stuff, but this Smooth Groom beard oil, mint and tea tree. Now, granted, I do use bar. Let's talk about this. What do I wash my beard with every day? I don't use shampoo. This is what I do. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I use bar soap, and it's whiskey scented or flavored, whatever you want to call it. I get it at Marshall's where my wife does a lot of our shopping, and it's like $4 for a bar of it. But I mean, I've had the thing for at least a solid month now, at least, and a bar soap for a beard just lasts a long time for me, and I like the way it scents it. And so here's how I personally do the beard oil. This is what I do. I just get a few drops on my 2 fingers here, and then I just rub it in like this. This is, to me, the base of the beard, the chin. That's where there's a lot of volume. And then like that. Just kind of get a little bit. Now sometimes I'll mix it up and I just have some straight peppermint oil. And I guess I could comb it again one time just to make sure we get that. But yeah, sometimes I like to do peppermint oil just to kind of off balance this and just to change things up. So there you go. Here's your video. In case you were thinking, man, I'm tired of dealing with hair. Okay, well, get a Remington Shortcut Pro and Saturday ritual for me. Buzz it off with a number 1, or you could do 0. I originally did that a couple months ago when I started doing this, but I like the one since I still got enough real estate up here for now. I'm just gonna keep it with number 1. I like it the best, and if I need, when or if I need to move to a 0, I will, whatever, permanently. But I really like the number 1, and I really love the 2-month-old beard. And it's funny because I made a video before saying that it's not that I'm particularly a good-looking guy, and that's what's cool is you can have average looks, but man, you just get rid of the hair, take the focus off the hair, because most men don't have perfect hair. Even if they're not balding, they don't have perfect hair. Whether my hair's too straight so it won't have the right hairstyle, or I have a cowlick, whatever. Get rid of the hair. Focus on the most masculine thing you can physically have on your body like this, as far as you making a choice. It is a choice to not grow a beard for most men. So it's less of focus on hair, more emphasis on beard, because that's something men have left. Women do not want to grow beards unless they want to become a man. But this is the money maker right here. This is, just imagine what it says to society that you have a beard. Now granted, I'm making this video for you who are interested in growing a beard or just curious about mine. I'm making this for you, so I'm talking about it for 10 minutes. But in reality, obviously I don't talk about it. That's another part of the allure of having a beard. Never bring it up. Never say to anybody, wow, my beard sure is getting long. No, it's never a conversation piece unless someone else initiates it. Then, okay, you can answer the questions, but don't elaborate, because you want to have a beard of mystery. I've talked before about it's a matter of broadcasting your masculinity, showcasing that, spotlighting the most masculine parts of you, because that, to me, if we're going to use the word attractive as far as what makes a man physically attractive, I think this is about as good as you can get. Well, some of my coworkers have said, they're like, Nick, you need to get like all these tattoos to really match the look. I'm like, not me personally. A lot of guys will do that. Not for me though. I think it's some. I mean, well, I wouldn't do that because I don't want to. I wouldn't get tattoos because I don't want to. But I definitely wouldn't do it to complete the look or whatever. You take whatever you've got to work with and you make the best of it that still is in your wheelhouse and in your personality and your identity. So one final look for this 10-minute video about a number 1 guard buzz cut and a 2-month-old beard. Thanks for watching. Your comments belong right here.